first episode of the Motion Picture Notion. I'm your host, Gabriel Burton, and yeah, essentially this is a show where I'm just gonna talk film, really bitch about film, say whatever the hell I want, frankly, and usually it'll involve me getting progressively more and more drunk throughout the course of the video for your entertainment. Anyways, for our first episode, I wanted to do a Franchise Friday. That's what I'm going to call it, alright? And for our first Franchise Friday, I'm going to discuss the Human Centipede Trilogy. Somebody described the plot to me. I'm like, wow, that sounds just utterly twisted. That sounds sick. I have to see it, you know? And they showed the trailer, and you only, like, briefly see the centipede, and, you know, it's just like, but that's enough. You're just sort of like, oh my god, he actually does it. Like, you know, it's like you think that this is the idea that he has, but he's not going to really do it, and it's sort of like, it's like the ultimate torture porn movie. And there's a lot of haters out there that totally hate torture porn. I mean, in all God's honesty, it's really just sort of a revamped slasher flick that just ups the stakes in a way that's more controversial. So, I'm down with it if the premise is good, alright? Now, the original Human Centipede, actually as a horror film, I thought was pretty good. It was pretty effective. It was gross where it needed to be, but it wasn't like gratuitous, you know what I mean? Like there's, of course, the infamous scene, feed her, you know, and it's just like, you know, like that's really, you know, disturbing and disgusting, but you don't actually like really see anything. And throughout the course of the entire movie, it's like these people, they're like bandaged up and stuff like that, and there's a few skeevy scenes like where they're trying to go up the stairs and they're sort of coming apart, and it's just like, I mean, there's some nice gooey stuff in it, but conceptually, I mean, yeah, it's sick and twisted, but it's actually pretty clever. I mean, it's horrific. It is a horror, and it is an effective horror. I think that I would have to be in a very particular type of mood to watch it. You know, maybe you don't want to get too stoned and watch it because you might be kind of like, you know, you want to watch something more fun. If you're going to get high and watch a movie, you should watch, like, Fright Night, the 80s version, you know, or like, I don't know, Return of the Living Dead. Something like fun, you know, like it's got a little bit of humor and it's a little lighthearted and, you know, maybe even a little bit of cheese. I like a little bit of cheese on my movies every now and again. Human Centipede 2 comes on Netflix, and me and my roommate, okay, we watched the first Human Centipede together, and we both pretty much agreed, like, it was, you know, it was pretty solid. I mean, for what it was a pretty solid horror film, you know. So we go to watch the Human Centipede 2, and I'm just going to say now, like, there's spoilers. I might get into some more specific things as this video goes on. Yeah, the Human Centipede 2 took it to a whole other level, and I kind of get the idea that Tom Six, the director, was basically like, yeah, you know, I'm going to give the fans what they expected from the first Human Centipede. And I mean, yeah, okay, that's fine, you know, and I mean, for what it wasn't badly done. It's like a snuff film. It's like, it's you know, it's really, really, really uncomfortable beginning to end. It's disgusting. I mean, nothing that I can't handle. There's actually a movie I saw, Feed. I'll do a review for that later, but that is probably, in terms of a movie that really affected me and made me, like, almost lose my lunch when I ate, like, literally, yeah, that's how it affected me. Human Centipede 2 didn't really do that. It was more or less just disturbing, and it's like, you know, so you got all the gross shit this time, these people, like, there's no bandages, and you actually see, like, ass to, ugh, it's fucking disgusting, you know, but, like, you know, and then there's a scene where he's, like, injecting him with the laxatives, which was actually kind of funny, because he's, like, getting frustrated because they won't, like, shit in each other's mouths, so he's, like, trying to, like, squeeze them, and he's making, like, farting noises, and I mean, it's like, it's just like fucking twisted, but it's pretty. I mean, I found that scene rather amusing. But like, then there's a scene where he injects these people with the laxative, and I'm talking like projectile shit, like they have shit shoot out and hit the camera, you know. And the entire movie really just consists of this room of people. I think it was like, what, 10 people, something like that. Literally just stapled ass to mouth. And I mean, I'm sorry, I don't really think there was any CGI involved in that. I think those people were straight up, like, I really hope that they all took a shower before that. Then there's like a scene where, like, you know, there's this pregnant woman, and the guy, she's one of the people that this guy abducts. He beats him on the head with a crowbar, and you know, he basically has her there and he thinks that she's dead, but then she, like, wakes up in the middle of everything and she starts fucking freaking out. So this naked pregnant woman starts, like, running down the hallway, and, you know, and she gets into a car, and it's like one of those things where it's like, oh my god, is she gonna get away? Maybe she'll get away. And then she, throughout all of the stress, proceeds to have the baby in the car. And she's so panicked that she starts the car and she slams on the gas and crushes the baby's head. Dude, I mean, come on, man. Like, I mean, again, like, I get what the movie was supposed to be, but it's like, I don't find that entertaining. It's like, it's like, did you have to go there? Like, it was horrific enough. Did you really have to crush a baby's head? It was an experience, all right. So, you know, if I had had half a brain in my head, I probably would have said, like, yeah, I'm gonna call it quits there. But then Human Centipede 3 comes out, and of course Tom Six pitches it as like, you know, this is gonna make the other two look like a fairy tale. This time there's like, you know, 100 people or 300, whatever the hell, you know. And I mean, I understand it kind of came full circle because in that one, both of the Human Centipede movies were movies, and it actually introduced the director, Tom Six, as a character, and it had both the guy from Human Centipede 1 and 2. I will give Tom Six this, okay? He managed to do 3 completely different movies, okay? Human Centipede 1 is, like I said, it's like the ultimate torture porn. The second Human Centipede is just like balls to the walls. And Human Centipede 3, I think he was trying to incorporate some humor into the movie, which is sort of like, in that regard, I think I actually have more respect for the second film, because it's like when you're dealing with something so brutal, something so, like, disgusting and off-putting, you can't successfully make, like, a joke out of that unless you're a serial killer. I mean, that's just my opinion, you know. Probably a bunch of people out there, oh, fuck you, man, you know, but, like, no, seriously, like, it's sort of like, it's not the type of thing that you're really supposed to laugh at. It's the type of thing that you're supposed to be disturbed by. I would watch the Human Centipede 2 like 80 more times before I ever watched the Human Centipede 3 again once, okay? It was obnoxious. It was actually obnoxious. It is very, very rare. Like, usually if I watch a movie and I don't like it, I can at least enjoy watching it. I can at least have fun poking fun at it and being like, wow, that was fucking dumb, you know? This movie was obnoxious. The guy from the original Human Centipede, for whatever reason, this dude with like the thickest freaking German accent you can imagine. Like, he looks like a Texas Ranger. He's like a warden in Texas, and he's wearing the cowboy hat, and he's got like, his voice will forever echo in my memory. His line delivery in this movie, no exaggeration, is like this. Every line he speaks, he screams louder! And it's like, dude, shut the fuck up. I mean, like, it is like an hour and a half straight of this dude delivering this, like, I'm gonna talk, and then I'm gonna talk a little louder, and then I'm gonna scream a little, and then I'm gonna scream at the top of my lungs, and just when you thought I was done, I'm gonna scream again! It actually made me nauseous, and not because of the subject matter, not because of the content. It was the sheer irritation of the movie. It was a dog shit movie. Like, everybody should go out there, everybody should have their own experience. And I would like to watch every crappy movie at least once, you know? I mean, I'd like to think I've seen a hefty amount. Cannibal Holocaust, I can't really back that because there's actual dead animals in it, and I fucking love animals, so, you know. But, like, Human Centipede 1, pretty good disturbing horror movie. Like, if you actually wanted to invest, like, money in that to add it to your DVD collection or whatever, Voodoo, I don't care. Like, cool, you know, go for it. It's, you know, it's probably not something you're gonna watch all the time, but, like, it's, you know, it's a solid horror film. Second one, I can't really see any actual entertainment value behind it. It's sort of like one of those things where you watch it once and it's so disturbing and you're like, okay, I can say that I saw that. I wouldn't advise spending money on it, but, you know, hey, if you get the chance, give it a whirl. You know, Human Centipede 3, I'm telling you, like, your ears are gonna start to bleed. But, again, you know, if you're like me, you're one of those people who likes having experiences, then go for it. You know, as for Tom Six, I don't know. I don't think it's really fair to judge him on the Human Centipede trilogy. I think he's capable of doing good horror movies, but considering that's all he's done so far, you know, we'll have to, I guess, just wait and see. But, yeah, essentially, that's my opinion. And if you guys want to bitch at me or whatever, I don't really care. Just comment below. And that's all she wrote.